So in like 30 seconds or a minute, what are some of the key ingredients for success that you look for?
In terms of success, it's a bit of like what Seb said. It's not necessarily what, it can be a checkbox. There's also things that you make sure that they almost don't have. The two things for me that I think are really important is, exactly like Seb said, is one is being able to solve a problem and being able to articulate that very well and very early on in the conversation. But also it's about the team and them being able to execute a plan. If we don't see these two things, at very early stages, then it's probably not going to be going very far anytime soon. I think those two things are probably the key things for us that we look for. Yeah.
And it's like a very relevant point, because even from my perspective, what I was going to say, people, probably I will put people at the top of the list, to be honest with you. I was part of the acquisition back in the days after the bubble when Yahoo bought Kelco, and I was at Kelco, and I was involved in that process. And essentially, Yahoo decided to buy Kelco for 450 million euros, which was one of the biggest acquisitions back in the days. First of all, because we had a great management team. That was the first thing. So people, first of all, you touch on unique selling proposition, you touch on unique value proposition as well, which I think it's really relevant in terms of solving a problem and be relevant to users. And then I'd say I was working for an incubator before starting my journey at Quandu, and we were even in small numbers, small absolute numbers, but if we were getting to see in a deck, in a presentation, some growth and the curve going up, there was a good indicator. In terms of challenges and probably tips is, as I said in my presentation, probably the prioritize. I know it might sound very, very obvious, but many companies failed because of that, and because they wanted to prove they were doing lots of projects, lots of stuff, and they were not able to execute the strategy because they were distracted.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I guess I would split it into, are you a business that's wanting to attract venture funding, or are you another type of business? Because venture-funded businesses, despite getting all of the PR, are actually a very small proportion of number of businesses founded. If you're a venture-funded business, then you absolutely have to have a massive market, and you need to be addressing that with whatever that product is. And then it comes down to the team. I mean, there's nothing more than, particularly at the early stage, the team. And I mean, we could all say that, but we're all probably going to say that repeatedly. But it's just the team. The team is everything. And if you're venture-backed, a big market. If you're not venture-backed, then you can make fantastic businesses that are profitable, throw off good amounts of profit, net profit each year that you can dividend out, and have a great business. And you still need a good team for that. But you need a big market for venture-backed business, and that's actually where I've seen the businesses come unstuck, even with fantastic teams. They just their product just was not attracting enough traction in a big market.
Yeah, for me, I suppose as a lawyer over the years, working with entrepreneurs, investors, and the SMEs, what I do like to see, what impresses me, and I think impresses the investors as well, is that the founders and the core team members, they're passionate about their business, of course, but they also understand the regulations and the laws that apply to their business model and keep abreast of it. They have an interest, and they don't just turn away when you want to address these things. They'll go in, and if you tell them to go and look at the IPO or the ICO website and skill themselves up if they don't have any skills, they'll go away and do it. So it's really good feedback, and it's very reassuring as well. And that's not just for me. I think that comes across in presentations and pitches too. So that always helps.